Hey guys, another video. We've got another question. The question is, how can I pack on as much mass and size as possible while in college and on a college student's budget? Okay, so to answer your question, I've been through that stage, and so usually that's when I said, I believe 2 days ago, that it's a marathon and not a sprint. That's really where it applies. And how it applies is you have to have the mindset that you have to basically work with what you're given. And what that means is if you've got a crappy weight room, your classes are stacked throughout the day and the cafeteria food is not as good. Obviously, what I did, and I think that would really help, is I ate everything. I ate as much food as possible, whether it was good or bad. And what I did, training wise, is I focused mainly on compound lifts. And the reason why is I knew that eating everything and doing bodybuilding training, my physique wouldn't look as good. I get more of a skinny fat look. So I said I'm gonna get as big and as strong as possible. And so doing that, I was eating everything probably close to like 6,000 calories. And being on a meal plan, you can eat as much as you want. So I did that, and when I would lift, say it was leg day, I found online German volume training, and I started implementing that into my bench, squat, deadlift workout, and I noticed that I got good results due to the fact that I was moving a heavy load for short reps but a lot of sets. So German volume training is basically that 10 sets of 3. Obviously you can't do it every week because it's going to basically just tax your nervous system because you're lifting so heavy. But with the German volume training, I would do at the time, I did 405 for 10 sets of 3. And the good thing about that is the results I noticed is I started not just getting a pump. I would get a pump after the workout, but then 24 hours after, I noticed that I was a lot fuller. So that 24 hours, and I started tracking it, and I felt like I was developing more of a dense muscle mass. I was putting on more dense muscle mass. There's a lot of people that they'll just follow traditional bodybuilding training, and then what happens is they they get a good pump, but they're not building that dense size. And so that dense size, that's really what the old, that golden age of bodybuilding was, with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Ferrigno. And they did heavy lifting and they did a lot of volume, and so their physiques, they were big, but they were lean too. And bodybuilding's kind of taken a change now to where you're getting guys that look like Hollister Aeropostale models, and most of them don't lift as heavy, and they're focused only on the pump. And so I noticed while I was in college, and I contributed basically all my training in college was power building and following powerlifting movements, and then I got into Olympic weightlifting, and so that helped a lot. And I just noticed that I was developing more dense muscle, so that I break it up into semesters. So what I basically did is the first semester of college, from August when we would move in to December, right before Christmas, I would really focus on developing dense muscle and getting as big as possible. Now, don't get me wrong, I was eating everything, but I was making sure that I was still in good anaerobic shape, and here's why. When the timing is right, and then now you've got different options of foods, and you can clean up your diet and really track what you're getting. The thing is, to look better, you're going to have to add a little bit more volume to your training and to mix things up. So, for example, you need to still be in good cardio shape to do, say, the other day, I did 405 for 2 sets of 8. And that's okay. That was on my deload week, but, the moral of it is you want to be able to do a heavy load for a lot of sets. So making sure that you're still in good cardio shape when you end that first phase is going to be crucial, because the biggest thing is a lot of people, they won't make fitness gains or improvements due to the fact that they're not in good cardio shape, and they kind of lose motivation. And to be honest, a lot of people don't want to go to that dark place mentally where the pain is so bad, but you still have a little bit in you, but it's just when you're in bad cardio shape, that's a very what do you call it, traumatizing, I guess, feeling. I mean, I never thought it was traumatizing, but most people will. But making sure you're in good cardio shape, but doing the heavy lifting was crucial for me. So I think that would be really good for you. So I would break it up, and because it's going to be very taxing on your nervous system, I would not do the German volume training every week. If possible, I would. They have good apps for it. I will put a link in the comments when I find the exact app. But they do. There's a lot of apps and websites where they will track your 1 rep max, and then they'll give you, your percentages for that, and so you're going to be able to program your workouts around those numbers. So that'll be very beneficial. And so again, like I said, you're going to develop that dense muscle mass. You look at guys like compare power lifters and bodybuilders. Bodybuilders look good, but power lifters have that more dense mass. And then imagine if you were to cut up and actually chisel away the excess fat, and so you'd look really good. So what I would do is I'd recommend doing that till December. When you come home from Christmas, that's when I would do more. I would cycle out, eat really good, and I would do more bodybuilding training to kind of maintain a good look.